Hi, everybody. Welcome into Sports Talk Chicago. My name's Jon Zaghloul. Great to have you here on Channel 59.3 B-Pod TV and Roku. Big show for today. We're going to preview the Bears-Ravens game coming up this weekend. Can the Bears actually pull this one out after the bye? We'll talk about it in just a moment. Before we get started, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports and on Facebook at Jon Zaghloul. And if you want to watch more of these shows, special clips, and interviews, all you have to do is search up Sports Talk Chicago on YouTube or go to sportstalkchicago.com. You want to watch more shows from the B-Pod TV network, search up VPOD TV on YouTube. I want to start today with this. When's the last time the Bears won a game after the bye? Some Bears trivia to start off the show today. Anyone know? 2013. 2013. And you'd think the bye would make you well rested, give you more time to prepare for an opponent, but no, the Bears like to lose after bye weeks and start off the second half of their season on an even worse note than the first half. 2013, Mark Trestman was head coach, Jay Cutler the quarterback, and they beat the Packers. Oh. Don't hear that too often anymore. They beat the Packers after the bye in 2013. Since then, they have not won a game. Oh, but John, this year's way different. No, it's not. The Bears will take on the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. Man, they get CBS's number one crew. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, calling the action. It's unfortunate because this should be another blowout for the A-team on CBS. Ravens are coming off a real tough loss against Miami, an embarrassing one. And, well, the Bears coming off the bye and coming off a loss on Monday night against Pittsburgh. Look, I'd love to sit here and say the Bears have a chance and this could be a competitive game, but who are we kidding here? Bears are 3-6. Bears season continues to fall by the wayside. And at this point, more and more losses only leads to more of a chance that Matt Nagy and or Ryan Pace will be fired by season's end. Ravens are 6-3. They lead their division. They have a quarterback and a coach who caters to his strengths. Now, the Ravens are like the complete opposite of the Bears in every which way. It's like two different entities here. Way different. You have the Bears, rookie quarterback, good quarterback who can run, has some arm strength, bad head coach, no weapons around him, no offensive line, and a coach that doesn't cater to his strengths. Then you got Baltimore, proven quarterback, MVP quarterback, good O-line, not enough receivers, but it doesn't matter as much. Most importantly, a good enough coach who caters to his strengths. If I were the Bears this weekend, I'd be taking notes on what Baltimore does against him. They're going to dominate. They're going to win. What could you learn from a game like this for your own quarterback? I'm not saying Justin Fields is Lamar Jackson or Lamar Jackson is Justin Fields. All I'm saying is they have similar skill sets. One of them's succeeding. One of them's not doing well because of their coach. Prove to me there's not a parallel there. You can't. So if I were the Bears, I would use this opportunity more than anything. Don't worry about the win or the loss. Worry about, can you learn from John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson? Will you see anything that helps you develop Justin Fields? And will Justin Fields do well against a fellow running quarterback? A guy who has a similar skill set to him. How will he do? How will they compare at game's end? Have to admit, they're similar. And the situations can be more different. Quarterbacks similar, situations different. Look, the fact of the matter is, one of them's succeeding. One of them's an MVP. One of them's been with the Ravens, been with this team for a couple of years. He's established. May not have the best weapons, they still win. So what's the formula? What's the formula to success with Lamar Jackson? Can the Bears replicate it for Justin Fields? I mean, this should be a learning opportunity for the Bears more than win or loss, more than anything. You know, if the Bears defense couldn't contain Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, late in the game, down the stretch, after Justin Fields miraculously led a drive downfield, do you really think they're going to contain Lamar Jackson? Whenever facing the dinosaur Ben Roethlisberger, who can't even throw the ball 20 yards anymore, he still mounted a comeback. Steelers won. Do you really think they'll step up to the plate and contain Lamar Jackson and Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews? Think that's going to work? I don't think so. That's a mischaracterization, by the way. It's not that the Ravens don't have good wide receivers. They just don't have a lot of them. Hollywood Brown's done great. Mark Andrews has done great, too. Both of them are probably going to get 1,000 yards this year. They're on pace to do it. Those are Lamar Jackson's two preferred targets. If you're the Bears defense, you better cover the hell out of them. At least if you could limit Lamar's passing game, you'll force him to run. If you know the run's coming, maybe you could take him down a bit. Ironically enough, with a running quarterback, the Ravens' run game itself, not that good. I mean, Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman, what year is this, 2015? Those are their running backs. They just cut Le'Veon Bell. So, their run game isn't the best. They have two good receivers and a dual-threat quarterback. And they give up a lot of points. 22nd in the NFL defensively. 24.1 points per game. It'd be a miracle if the Bears scored 24 points, but regardless, their defense is not potent. When you throw out a good run game against them, you'll have Montgomery, you'll have Herbert, both of whom are averaging more than 4 yards per carry. I think the Bears could at least mount some points. Something. And if Justin Fields could build off the Pittsburgh game, he's ready to prove that he could put up 300 yards of total offense a game by himself, the Bears will actually make this one competitive. They're just not going to win. No way. Not with Lamar Jackson. You're not going to beat Lamar Jackson. You're just not. It's going to sink the Bears further into this hole. And the real shame is they actually had a chance if they had won either the 49ers or the Steelers game or both. Could have had a chance at a playoff spot. Now they're really not looking good. Carolina getting Cam Newton back thrusted them into the final playoff spot. Fine. We don't need to worry about the Bears making the playoffs again. We're talking about development. That's the whole point. But we're not worried about wins and losses. We should be worried about development. And I'm just saying, you're Justin Fields and even Matt Nagy. Study this game. Don't worry about wins or losses. Study the game. Emulate Harbaugh and Jackson. Because for some reason, their connection works. It's not really a mystery. Harbaugh caters Lamar Jackson. There were coaches out there who wanted Jackson to be a wide receiver. Or running back. Tight end, even, too. Those were floated. Harbaugh said, no, you are a quarterback. I do trust in you, and I will find a way to utilize your talents to the best of their ability. He did. Look where they are. Great team. Lamar's an MVP quarterback already. Might be having a bit of a down year, but still not bad. 14 touchdowns, 8 picks. I'll take that all day. So there's obviously a connection. There's a reason why he's performing at that level. Find out why. Matt Nagy likes to say we need to find the whys. Well, find the why in this connection here. Find the why as to how Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh are able to connect and play well and execute on the field. That should be the whole objective when you're playing this game. Because the situations, despite what you want to believe, kind of close, pretty parallel. Very parallel. There's just one major difference. One is executing. What is it? That's all. That's really it. In both cases, you've got a dual threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields. Both Jackson and Fields have similar skill sets, and they both have talent. One is an MVP, succeeding, winning, and the other is having some issues. Yeah, the inexperience could play a role, but Matt Nagy, take a page out of John Harbaugh's playbook. Pay attention to this game. Win or loss, it doesn't matter. Pay attention as to why the Ravens succeed and you don't. Find the why. Why do they succeed and you don't when the systems and the quarterbacks are similar? There's a parallel here. Exploit it. Find out what makes the Ravens so good and apply it to your team. You'll see them up close and personal, running the ball down your throat, and throwing when necessary. Find out why it works. Apply it to the Bears. And this is a good opportunity to do that. Win or loss, it doesn't matter. Study their play calling. Study the way Lamar Jackson plays. Study the way John Harbaugh treats Jackson during games. Find out the reasoning behind their success so you can use it. The situations are similar. The only difference is one's working, one ain't. That's it. One of these is working great, and the other, well, not so much. Oh, and by the way, if I were Matt Nagy, I'd want to keep my job, right? So if he's watching this right now, I suggest, if you're looking to keep your job, study John Harbaugh. Study Lamar Jackson. Find out why it's working for them and not you, and change to be them. Lamar was supposed to be a wide receiver, according to some coaches. He's an MVP quarterback now. Justin Fields has the potential to be an MVP quarterback. Has to be coached right, though. Has to be catered to his skills. Here's your chance to understand what makes them so successful. That should be the moral of this game, no matter what. Everyone's going to fixate on the final stat line, end results. Will Matt Nagy get fired? All the headlines will continue. Don't worry, I'll cover them too, but the real crux of this game, the real point of it, find out what you're doing wrong. You can't improve unless you're told, hey, this is wrong, fix it. And you can't just fix it. You have to be told how. You have to be given some sort of solution, usually. You can't just be told, hey, fix this, good luck. No, you have to have training. You have to know something. You can't just expect someone to pick up a drill and start using it and know what they're doing. No, they have to know. They have to have experience. They have to see someone else do it. Someone has to teach them how to do it. Be hands-on. Same thing here. Matt Nagy's a chance to watch John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson perform. It's a chance to see what makes them successful. This is hands-on training. And it should be applied to the rest of the Bears' season and their offense. Will it? Probably not. But all I have to say is this. At the end of the year, don't cry and say I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. You did. You're given a prime example right here to Coach Justin Fields. That simple. You could emulate John Harbaugh. Just be him. And Justin Fields would have success. Because for whatever reason, John and Lamar work. Justin and Matt don't. How could that be fixed? Well, Chance coming up this Sunday to do it. The Bears won't win. They never win after a bye, and they're not going to win against the Ravens. Leaders of the AFC North. They're not going to win this game, and that doesn't matter. Use it as a learning opportunity. That way everybody, including Justin Fields, will be better off. Thanks for watching today's show here on VPOD TV, channel 59.3 in Roku. Really appreciate the time. Before we finish up, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports and on Facebook at Jon Zaghloul. If you want to watch more of this show, search up Sports Talk Chicago on YouTube or go to sportstalkchicago.com. Really appreciate your time. Another great week in the books and more to come next week just before Thanksgiving. So long, everyone.